All right. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. So give me the good news.
So I have to tell you, I followed your advice, and I now have a listing and buying agreement with the client.
Woo,
I am
awesome.
excited.
That's what I'm talking
So
about. That's what I'm
thank
talking about.
you so very much,
Thank you. Thank
you know, for
God.
that.
That's what it's all
I
about.
mean, well, I mean, it's like what you said. Go there with the mindset of helping, and that's what we do. That's what we're in the business of. You know, it's not about the money or anything. With me, it's also about the experiencing, you know, making other people happy and being able to serve others. So I mean, I went, you know, and I said, look, if even when I brought up my concern about the value of the home after the CMA, you know, I said, look, you know, I sent him a copy of the CMA, and I said, look, I know that you want your house to be listed for this amount, but you saw the report that I sent to you. This is the value of your home. I said, do me a favor, you know, this is one commitment that I need from you before we move forward. We will go with your plan first, okay? And after a month, if that house is not sold, you are now going to go with my plan, you know? And he said, done deal, let's do it.
So wait, let me get this straight though. This is the guy who knows you, your neighbor, or whatever the case is, and decided to sell his house on his own.
That is correct.
Doesn't want to use an agent or anything like that.
That is correct. That is correct.
So again, it shows it works. So what you did, based on what we talked about, right? You did this. Nobody did, not me, nothing.
You advised.
Yes, but you did the work, because that's one of the problems that a lot of agents don't want to do. People want things to fall on their lap, or they have ideas, or they talk about it, but they don't execute. So when you negotiate in something, in life, all we're doing is negotiating. Whether you're a realtor or not, whether you're a teacher, even as a parent, that's all we're doing. We're negotiating every single day. So at the end of the day, it becomes, who's the one selling, who's the one buying? At one point or another, we're always buying, we're always selling.
Exactly.
So we're always at one end or the other of the transaction. So what you ended up doing was you showed them the value by negotiating, giving them a proposition value. That's what it is. When you always lead with value, it always makes a difference. I'm being honest with you. I do not, anything that I do, even before I became an investor and a realtor officially, I do it based on what can I get you? What can I do for you? Because all we're doing every single time is we negotiate. It's either you're negotiating or someone is negotiating for you or on your behalf, or you doing it for somebody else, whether you're a parent, no matter what it is. So that's crucial that you follow through and you give him the value proposition and he saw it. So congratulations, that's on you. That's huge kudos. I'm excited for you.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. And I'm sorry, I muted myself. I muted myself because of the noise in the background, you know.
No worries, no worries. Yeah. I mean, but this is great. This is great. So let's talk more on how do you get more now? How do you leverage that? How do you leverage this opportunity now? A few things you've got to do, because you showed them a value proposition. Now he said to you, okay, let's go. I'll give you the listing. Now continue with that value, never leading with money, but with value. What can I do to add on to you to, one, sell your property? Let's bring some more people in to expose them to this property. And the other thing that you can do and should do is now is a great opportunity for you to go knock on other doors in that neighborhood. So one of the great things you want to do, especially when whether you're doing an open house or not an open house, a lot of people use this as an open house tactic, but it doesn't have to be. Now you got in a listing, go and knock 10, 20 doors to your right, 10, 20 doors to your left, and 40, 50 doors right across the street. And one of the biggest and best excuses is this: your neighbor down the street just listed their house. That you might see a lot of commotion happening, you know, things happening in your neighborhood and everything. It's because of me, and I apologize already ahead of time. So if people are parking in your driveway or you see too many people that you don't normally see, blame it on me. I apologize ahead of time. When you're doing all of that, they might look at you and be like, what are you talking about? Nobody comes here to make noise. You know, it doesn't matter what their reaction is. All you're doing is you're breaking the ice by having a good conversation without, first of all, saying, hello, my name is Bola and I'm a realtor. They speak to everybody every single time that wants to tell them that they're realtors, that wants to show them, you know, they're the best thing since sliced bread. Everybody can be a realtor, but not everybody are negotiators. Everybody can be a realtor, but not everybody can show a value to a potential client without thinking, I'm doing this for money. The first thing most agents think of, first thing most people think of in life is, what's in it for me? But when you flip that script and I come to you and say, let me show you what's in it for you. And I'm giving you value, you open and you say to me, okay, I want to listen. Then you can tell me, no, I don't think that's valuable. Then I can say to you, why not? Give me a reason. You know, instead of me giving you the answer, I'd come back and say, why not? Let's talk about it. What's your perspective? Because you want to solicit a conversation. You don't want people to shut down and say, you just keep giving me information, right? Because most of the times, people don't like being told. People don't like being spoken at. People want to have a conversation. And that's what you want to do at the end of the day when you're having this conversation, so that they can open up to you. And that now, knocking on those doors or handing, you know, or putting, you know, door hangers and stuff on their doors, because now you have a right to be there. You have a right to be at that house now. You have a right to be in that neighborhood now. You have a right to be in that community now. You can go and say, listen, this is what I do. I'm helping him sell a house. I can help you sell yours too, because I know a ton of people that want to live in that neighborhood. I know a lot of people that want to come and live over there. I've got people who want to buy houses. And that's how you continue to increase your own marketability, if you will, or your, you know, exposure in the market, and it makes you become the expert. So now do research about that community, do research about that neighborhood, know, you know, the cool hangouts there, how far is it to get to certain places, you know, things that will be interesting to people that you can talk about. It doesn't have to be just about this house sold for that one, this one sold for, no, things that people could do in the neighborhood. So it's more fun. Go and knock on the door and say, what do you guys like doing here? I want to learn from you, ma'am or sir. I'm selling your neighbor's house, and I just want to know from your perspective, what do you like about this community? Well, you know, let them tell you. That's how you get information. And before you know it, you become the expert in that community. You can become the expert in your locality. And then when you're getting more listings and or you're even getting more buyers, you can tell them more about things. They're going to buy the value that you bring on board. So that's very crucial. Good, 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 good. Excellent. So, Sharice, how about you? How was your week? What would you like to talk about?
I don't have anything to talk about.
Why not? Let's create something to talk about. How many doors have you knocked on this week? You got to knock on some doors.
No, I haven't knocked on any doors. That is something that I don't feel comfortable doing. I'll do door hangers, but I will not knock on doors.
What is your challenge or your fear about knocking on doors? And it's very valid. It's okay, you know, because, you know, initially when I started in this business, I never liked making phone calls. I never liked cold calls. And I can give you the way I overcame my fear of cold calls, right? I didn't like it because I felt like it's impersonal. I felt like it's, you know, like I'm just pulling someone's name out of a phone book and I'm calling them, they don't know me, right? So it makes me feel cheap. So it's really not about them. It's really about me. I felt like I'm imposing, I'm intrusive, in someone else's life by just picking up, a phone number and just calling them and say, hey, my name is Jimmy. I would love to, I saw your house, or you live in a certain neighborhood, and I'm thinking, do you want to sell? I didn't like it. I didn't feel comfortable with it. But one of the ways I was able to overcome it was this. I love knocking on doors. I enjoy it because I love being in front of people. I'm that guy that if it's a social thing, we can be at a party and I may not talk to you because I'm reserved, right? But if it's about my business, because I understood the fact that I'm bringing a value to someone I'm meeting, I can open up and I can have a great conversation. So I began to see my door knocking as that opportunity, something that I enjoy to do. Why can I not just use that as my cold calling as well? So if I go into Remind and I get someone's information in the neighborhood, I think of it like I'm actually talking to them and knocking on their door. So I don't think of it anymore as I'm just randomly dialing someone's phone number. And one of the ways that I was able to become comfortable with that was I did some research in the neighborhood. So kind of like what we're talking about, as in when you talk to people and say, what do you like about your neighborhood? What makes it different? What exactly do you enjoy? Where do you love to eat? Where do you love to hang out? What do the kids love to do? Things like that. So when I did some more research and I understood the neighborhood that I was going to be cold calling on, when I pick up that phone, I just envision that person like as if they were right in front of me, and I'm just having a conversation about your house. I saw your house. I know you probably may not even be thinking about selling your house right now. However, I do have a couple of clients who want to live in that neighborhood. So I'm actually randomly just calling people that I feel maybe they've lived in the neighborhood for over 5 years. I find, and that comes from research, I find if I'm calling you, I want to know about you. So when I look at that person's address, I see how long they've lived there for. I looked on there, I see it tells me information on possibly what they owe on their house. It gives me information on possibly how long they've lived on the house, their probability of wanting to sell that house. Depending on the number of names that I see on there in Remind, could even give me an idea if they have kids, if they're in high school, things like that. So I could say, things like, I do have some clients who are looking, who've got kids in middle school or in high school who want to live in that neighborhood. And I saw that you've been living there for the last 7 years. Is that so? No, we've only moved there 3 years ago. Oh, okay. Maybe you can actually help my clients. I know I'm taking a lot of your time, but I want to indulge you real quick. Would you mind telling me what you like most about it? Or can I provide some services for you that will be of benefit to you, even if you're not planning to sell now? Maybe later on, you might be open to selling your property. And if my client can't get in right now, or do you know anybody that might be willing to sell in the next 3-4 months? So I'm not just coming and saying, I'm a realtor, I want to sell your house, I want to sell your house, you have to list with me. I'm finding a common thread that we can have a conversation about. So that could be one of the things, Cherise, that you could try, if you want to open yourself up to knocking on doors. Just do a little research, or if you want to do cold calling, but again, it's about you finding what you feel the most comfortable with and exploit that a lot. Because when you begin to get more comfortable with something, then you can try something else. But it could be, go for the low-hanging fruits first. Go for what you feel the most comfortable with, start with that, and then you can progress to the next thing. I hope that helps a little, Cherise.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I definitely prefer cold calling than knocking on somebody's door, unless I've already made a connection with them.
Okay. Are you daredevil enough that you would love to go and cold call? Now, when I say that, and I've said this before, right? If you want to overcome your fear of something, or if you want to get better at something, partner with somebody. I can give you an hour of my time on a Saturday morning and say, let's meet at wherever place you choose, and let's go knock on doors. I enjoy it. I don't have any issues doing it at all. I've done it with people. I don't do a lot of that anymore now, not because I feel like I've arrived or anything. It's just because I've got more business coming from different avenues. And that's the way you want to generate your business. Do every single thing, especially when you have a downtime. For example, right now, I always say this, for me personally, I can generate business. I can go on vacation now and come back and say to myself, okay, I need to get a closing in the next 45 days. And I know exactly what I need to do. All I need to do is for 3 days, consistently 3 days, maybe 2-3 hours a day, I'll go out and I'll go knock on doors. That, because to me, if I want to get a closing immediately, I'm not going to do anything like cold calling, for example, may not be the thing for me, because it's harder convincing someone on the phone, except, and there's some people that are very good at it, that they can, before you know it, you're opening your wallet and you say, okay, let's do it, you know? So it's all about just being good at your skills, right? And another thing you could do, Sharice, is this. You love to, you know, you do door hangers, right? You don't necessarily do cold calling. Why are you doing your door hangers? Why do your door hangers? You know, incorporate cold calling in that. I go to the door, I put my door hangers in there, I push the doorbell, I step back, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. I see no movement in the house, I see nobody coming, I walk away. You know, I've done that before in the past, that I've hung, you know, put door hangers on the door, push the doorbell, and I walked away, and I'm almost off of their driveway, and then someone opens the door. Now, because I'm all the way away from their driveway, I'm no longer threatening to them. Now they want to talk. And boom, that's your cold calling, that's your door knocking, and now you're having a conversation. My goal when I go and knock on doors or put hangers on the door, I'm not trying to talk to 50 people. That's not the goal. I'm going there to just get 1 or 2 people to open the door and for me to have a conversation. And it doesn't matter what we talk about, because if we just get to having a conversation and I can draw information out from them and our conversation goes great, you'll be amazed that by the time you're walking away, they could say to you, oh, such and such a person are thinking of selling. Those people down the road, they've moved here, you know, they've been here for the last 10 years and all their kids are grown. People will tell you their neighbor's business. They're gonna just tell you stuff, and all you're doing is gleaning information from them, and you can easily wrap those information out to people and tell people, you know, people tell you what they need you to know, and the next thing you know, you have all the information in the world that you need to be able to make a determination of what to do or not to do, of who to approach or who not to approach, or who is ready to sell and who is not ready to sell, who's thinking about, you know, maybe they want to rent or who wants to relocate or whatever the case is. So those things are vital, that we pay attention to what's happening around us. And then you use, you know, you don't like cold calling, but you can use that as your soft icebreaker. You go and put a door hanger on the door, you push the doorbell and you walk away. The next house, the same thing, next house, the same thing. And someone might just open the door, and that's all you need. Just in 1 or 2 people, or, you know, when you're doing your farming, and that's all you need to, you know, to get in and make something happen. All right.
Okay.
But I'm so serious about that. If you need someone to go out with you to go and, you know, knock on doors, you just pick the neighborhood you want to go into. Let me know. Tell me what day you want to do it. I look at my schedule, I schedule the time, and we'll go and get it done. An hour is all you need. On a Saturday morning, everybody's trying to go to the gym or want to go for a walk or whatever the case is. Boom, knock it out. But that's important. So exploit that a lot. And on that listing that you got, make sure that all you gotta do is just get a bunch of those door hangers. Go put it on the door. One of the things you could do is you can take 100 of these, go put it on everybody's door, say on a Friday. Then on Sunday evening or Monday, sometime on Monday, you can go back to that neighborhood and now knock on doors. Anybody open the door? Oh, did you get what I put on your door the other day? You know, I'm just going around, just talking to people. If you're thinking about selling or you know anybody that wants to sell, blah, 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 a conversation. That's all it is that you're doing. And if you do that a couple of times, you'll be surprised, because what you're looking for is people to know you, to know your name, and to know that you're an agent in that neighborhood. I always, one of the things I say to people is this: I'm your local realtor, or I'm your neighborhood realtor. I live down the street from you. I live in this community, you know, and even if you don't live in that community, you know, even if you live 20 miles away from that community, you're still a local realtor because it's still your local market. So those are the kind of things, you know, but find the commonalities, some that you can talk about, some that you want to, you know, that the reason why you're there. You know, I'm trying to help someone sell a house, or we just sold a house, or I've got clients interested in this neighborhood. I've got families that want to move into this neighborhood. So things like that will definitely help in breaking the ice. All right. Anything else that you all want to talk about? Role play, anything? Questions?
I don't have anything in particular. However, I wouldn't mind role playing.
Okay.
Because stop.
It's okay. She's fine. Let her have fun. Kids are supposed to be.
Because that's why I've been muting and oh my goodness. Yeah, I wouldn't mind role playing, because I still don't have that comfort, or I'm not comfortable making cold calls.
Okay.
And the door hanging, as you described not too long ago, I guess it wouldn't be a problem for me anymore, since I now have a reason to be in that neighborhood. Okay. I guess I mean that wouldn't be a problem, but just calling people randomly, I'm still a little bit challenged in that area.
And that's fine, you know. Again, that's what I said, start with what you feel comfortable with, but then start trying to venture out. Phone calls, it's, you know, it's just a matter of how comfortable you feel and what you're willing to do. A phone call for me, you know, if you pick up the phone, again, like I said, it was something that I never really liked to do, but, you know, I got better at it. And it was like, you know, it's something that I needed to do. So I started to do it. So, you know, I dial the phone rings. You need to have scripts, you know. So scripts that you could use, go to Tom Ferry's website. Go to Tom Ferry. You can download scripts that people use to make those phone calls. So, you know, Tom Ferry has scripts. I'm trying to think of who else, you know, has a lot of scripts. Nolly Williams has scripts. There's so many, you know, trainers out there who have scripts that you could use. But the best script is the one that you use that works. And try and make it simple. Try not to make it sound like as if you're reading something. So the first thing I do is if you're making a phone call, the phone rings, they pick up. The most important thing is to identify who you are, why you're calling, and repeat your name as many times as possible and do it quick. Hey, how are you? This is Jimmy with eXp Realty. Can I speak to Sam? Hey, this is Jimmy with eXp Realty. I'm calling in regards to your house on the market. Can I speak to Sam? You know, you say your name, identify who you are and the company where you're calling from, so that they're not just thinking it's someone. One of the things that make a lot of people hang up the phone when people call them is because a telemarketer is always trying to hide their reason for calling. But if you remove all of that right off the bat, it makes your life a lot easier. This is Jimmy with eXp Realty. I'm a realtor. I'm calling because you have a house that I think you probably selling. My name is Jimmy. I'm a realtor with eXp Realty. I'm in the neighborhood because I have clients who are looking for properties in the neighborhood. Are you thinking of selling? You want to get it out quickly. let them know what your name is, let them know where you're calling from and the reason for your call. They're going to say to you instantly, I'm not interested, I'm not selling at my house, don't call me again. Or I'm thinking about selling, maybe not now, but hey, you're thinking about selling? Okay, how about I give you my number? What are you thinking about in the next 3 months, 6 months? Are you thinking about moving somewhere else, relocating out of town? Things like that. If you quickly identify and ask those questions, it makes your life a whole lot easier. And they know who you are, the purpose of your call, and it makes it less likely that they're going to hang up the phone on you. Okay, or if someone feels hurried on the phone and they don't want to talk, you can quickly instantly say to them, is this a bad time? Is that a better time you want me to call you back? That's the other thing, just phone etiquette makes the other person on the other end of the phone comfortable that, okay, I can talk to this person. Hi, my name is Jimmy from eXp Realty. I'm a realtor. Or hi, my name is Jimmy, a realtor with eXp Realty. I'm calling you because I've got clients who want to buy in that neighborhood. Is this a good time to talk, or do you prefer, morning, afternoon, whatever the case is? But if they seem uninterested, give yourself that out. Be a real person and say, is there a better time for us to call? Or do you have 2 minutes right now to have a quick conversation? I always try to do that. For me, when I'm talking to people, I don't ever want it to sound like as if I'm reading anything from a script. That's why role playing is important. That's why you might want to have a partner that you can bounce ideas off of, that you can just randomly pick up the phone and say, okay, let's practice for the next 5 minutes how to make phone calls. So things like that you want to do. Hi, David. We've been talking about, cold calling, knocking on doors and stuff like that. Is there anything in particular that you want to talk about? Any questions you have or anything like that?
Yeah, actually, today I was looking at some property too. I was kind of have that idea on, I saw some property already, so I'm trying to see if I can cold call or knock doors, or I'm trying to see the most efficient way to go. But I was not able to find their contact, so I was just I'm just planning to go on knock on the door. So I don't know which one is the best, or would you approach it.
So what I do, the best approach is the one that you use and works. So to give you a little bit of a background of one of the things that I did when I came into this business as a realtor, as an investor, I used to, and maybe that could be the reason why, it was a lot easier for me to do that, because as an investor, you're out there looking for that one gem. You're looking for that one investment. You're looking for, an investment at a time that you can, turn something around. So with that mindset, for me, and maybe that's one of the reasons why cold calling was never really my big thing. That's why I love to knock on doors. That's why I love to be in front of people. Go out there, drive around and see the neighborhood. Go knock on the door. Because if the goal is, if you're trying to get a listing right now, you want to be in front of that person. You want them to see who you are and what you can do. So go knock on the door. Go knock on the door. Don't wait. Don't wait. So any method you want to use, David, will work. Take the time out, schedule yourself and say, I'm going to drive to that neighborhood and go knock on the door, especially if you can find any contact information, because you find out a lot of information when you actually stand in front of the house. Then you get to know maybe no one's been living in the house for a long time. You get to know maybe there are renters in there, and the owner of the house is actually an out-of-towner that doesn't even come down, which is even better. So if you're able to now get that information, you can now call them and say, listen, the market is hot right now, and I know you're out of town. Let's help you sell your house quickly, So yes, that'll be your best approach. Go out there and knock on doors when you have the time. Again, sorry, go on.
Yeah, I was just trying to say, so when you go knocking on door, do you have like a script? How do you do it? Or maybe can we even role play to get better or something like that?
You give me the scenario. I will role play right now. You give me a scenario.
Okay, let's say, for example, you knock at my door. So how would you approach it?
Okay. And
Hello,
I'm assuming you
who's
open the door. Hey, how are you there? This is Jimmy. I'm Jimmy Okinola with eXp Realty. This is my business card. I'm just in the neighborhood talking to people because I've got some clients looking at properties. Are you the homeowner?
Yes, but I'm busy now.
Oh, absolutely. Not a problem, David. Sorry. Well, you didn't tell me your name. Sure, absolutely. I know this is very random. I'm just knocking on your door. So what's your name again, please, sir?
David.
Hi, David. Again, my name is Jimmy. I'm with eXp Realty. I do a lot of business in this neighborhood. Let me give you my card and I'll give you some information. If I have any information on me, I give it to them. If I don't, I just give them my business card. Hey, this is my business card. And because you are going there for a purpose, I suggest strongly that you have materials with you because you want to give them something of value. So it will not be wise after now that you open the door, I'm saying to you, I don't have any business card on me, or I don't have any information to give you. That's not smart business. If I'm coming to knock on your door, I need to have something, you know, because I want you to engage me. Oh, good, David. I understand this is very random. You weren't expecting me, and I'm not going to push you because you've got your life, you've got things to do. The last thing you expect is to see this crazy guy, Jimmy, that you've never met before in your life, knocking on your door. I want to take 20 minutes of your time. I'm not going to do that to you. And, you know, I laugh, I joke when I say that, and they'll laugh, they'll relax, you know, because you're disarming them. That's the idea. The idea is, yes, he said he's busy. Yes, he says he wants to get away from you, but you say something corny, you say something weird so that he does not, even if he says, leave me alone, I want to go, is leaving an impression on him. The last thing you want, David, is this crazy guy that you don't even know knocking on your door, especially with all this COVID craziness going on. So this is what I'll like to do. You know, if you want, I promise you, I took my shot or whatever. Or I promise you, I'm clean. I don't have any COVID.
So you have your mask on, like?
Of course, my mask is on. Absolutely, I'm not talking to you anybody except if you know if the guy says to me, take your mask off, I want to see your face. Of course, I'll pull it so you can see it. I'm ready to comply. I'm gonna give you your distance, but I'm ready to comply to have a conversation. That's what it's all about. You're real. Be real. There's no script. Scripts are just ideas of what you can say and do. Scripts are not meant to be your one all, end all, be all. No, it's just to give you an idea so you're not stumbling for words. So I'm there. Listen, man, I got my mask on. Listen, so you can know I'm real. This is my card. Look, that's me. See, I look, even though I look crazy right now, but that's me, right? Okay, so, and I promise you I'm good. So this is my business card. Let me leave you with this piece of information. Let's find time to talk. Just give me a call. I can send you free information about your neighborhood. Maybe you're thinking about selling. Maybe you just even want to know what your house is worth. I would love to be able to give you that information. Because like I said, I've got clients I want to move in this neighborhood. So I would love if you can help me in any way to help those families while I help you as well. Boom, this is it. If you want, you can give me your phone number or give me an email and I can shoot you some information. They'll tell you if they want to. If they don't want to, they say to you, no, let me just read this. I'll call you when I'm ready. Good. And if he doesn't want to talk to me anymore, I say, okay, thank you so much. Have a nice day. And I turn around, I'm going to make a note of that address. Because now I'm going to go back. I've had a conversation with this guy. I'm going to go back. Whatever more information I can get, I'll get. So that when, number one, next time I go in that neighborhood, I can stop by there again and say, hey, David, remember I was there a couple of weeks ago or a week ago or whatever. I can have a conversation. Number two, the other thing I could do is do some more research, find out, I can get his email address or phone number, anything. If he doesn't give me any of those things, I can get that by either going through Remind, by doing searching public records, so many things I could do to get this guy's information and send him an email. You know, so that's what you want to do when you're engaging and when you're knocking on doors.
And then also where you say I might have I might have buyer that might be interested in that area. So when they say bring me a buyer, or especially like when you are going for like a listing appointment,
Mhm.
you want a listing, but they say just bring me a buyer. How do you handle that?
Bring them a buyer.
But you
If
want a
I
listing
knock on your
to list.
door and I'm looking for a listing, and I
Mm-hmm.
told you I've got buyers. So what do you do? How do you get buyers? Advertise yourself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Advertise on Facebook. Reach out to all the buyers that you've worked with in the past. Bring them a buyer.
Mm-hmm.
You don't make a buyer up, you bring them one. You
Right.
advertise, do a landing page, do anything on Facebook or whatever. Hey, I've got properties in Fort Washington, in this area of Fort Washington, close to the water, whatever the case is, and you get buyers. The idea is to have a conversation. If someone says to you, bring me a buyer, that's what you do every day. You bring buyers. You
Right.
wanted him to give you a listing, and he says to you, bring me a buyer. That's an open door to have a conversation. Okay, bring me a buyer. Okay, so let me ask you this real quick, David. You said bring you a buyer. Have you put the house on the market yet? You said bring me a buyer. Are you going to pay me the commission?
Yeah, I'll pay you a commission if you bring me a buyer.
Okay, this is a conversational pieces. You pay me a commission if I bring you a buyer. Excellent.
Right.
How much are you paying? What are the terms?
2.5% if you bring me a buyer.
Okay, great. So where is your property being advertised right now? Because I didn't even know you were selling this house. I just knocked on your door. So who is marketing your house for you right now?
I'm just doing by myself. Put it on
great.
Craigslist and on for sale by owner.
So how's that going for you, David? How many buyers have you gotten? How many people have come to look at your house?
Right now, I haven't got anything, so I'm just trying to sell by myself. So if you bring me back, pay your commission.
So how soon are you thinking about moving? Now let's move. See, now this is conversation. This is what scripts is. Okay, so how soon are you thinking about moving? What's your plan when you move? How soon do you want to sell this house? What are you selling the house for?
As soon as possible. Once I'll have a buyer, then
okay. So where are you moving to?
I'm moving to Florida.
Have you already found a house in Florida? Are you building a new one, or what's the plan in Florida?
No, once I get there, I will get something.
Okay, so you want to sell your house first before you actually start looking in Florida?
Yes.
Okay, so what is your actual time frame of doing that? Because are you planning to build in Florida, or are you going to buy a resale in Florida?
No, I mean, I don't have any time frame. I just want to, once I sell, I just want to live down there because I like the beach and all that. So
that sounds great. I love the beach too. Everybody loves the beach, but the idea the point I'm trying to drive home here is this, and you got to be thinking on your feet while you're asking these questions. The point is, bring me a buyer. I want to move right now. So probe the client more. So if I get you, I have buyers right now. Mm-hmm. If I bring you a buyer tomorrow and they put an offer on your house and they love your house, can you close or move in 30 days? If the client if that guy is being honest with you, you're going to start getting more information out of him. So you got to dig deeper. Bring you a buyer. Great. Can you move in 30 days? Is the price going to be right? What is your price right now? How much are you selling your house for right now?
I'm selling for Zillow say is for 400, so I put it for 450.
So Zillow told you your house is worth 400, but you want to sell it for 450. How did you come up with that?
Because I want to make more money. The market is hot right now, so I believe if I put it there, then I will have a lot of buyer.
Just to let you know, when the client says that to me, I could go any which way with it. I could go make him feel like, come on, let's get your number on realistic terms. Or I could go, I totally understand what you're saying. It would be foolish for you not to make more money. But let's see, how can we get you to make more money? Now I can show you my value. So do you have a couple of minutes now, David? I know you said you know, you're busy, you want me to get the heck off of you, but do you really truly have 10 minutes so I can show you and help you to see if you can get your 450 and how quickly you can get it? Do you have time?
Yes, tomorrow. Let's meet tomorrow.
Perfect. What time tomorrow works best for you?
It's 4 o'clock.
Done. I'll see you tomorrow. Give me your phone number so I can confirm and make sure that when I'm coming on my way, you definitely will be there. Give me your email address because I'm going to send you some information before I get there. While I'm here right now, I can do one or two things for you, David. I can leave and just assume what Zillow is assuming for you, or would you give me 60 seconds of your time so I can come in, see if you have any upgrades that you've done to this house that might be able to get you more for your house. If he says yes, come on in, done. I get the information and I'm gone. If he says no, when you come tomorrow, we can do that, that's fine too. Then I'm going to say to him, so David, how old is your roof? When was the last time you updated your roof? Great. When was the last time you did any updates to the kitchen? Okay, good. What about the bathrooms? Good. How many bedrooms do you have? Perfect. How many bathrooms do you have? Excellent. Now, what are the other things that makes you love your house that you believe gives value to your house? He tells me, excellent. David, I'll see you tomorrow at 4:30. Boom. And I'm out of there. I make all those notes. I go and do my research. And when I come back tomorrow, I'm having a conversation to justify if it makes sense why he wants 450 or not. And then to also tell him why and how I can market his house for him to make him the most money in a very quick turnaround time so I can move on to Florida. So that's how you have conversations. That's how you let your scripts play in your head and you can turn things around.
So when you go, like, let's say I want an appointment, how do you do? So like, do you have, I know a lot of, a lot of agents have presentation, or you just go as the flow, like just have a conversation.
You have to be prepared for anything you go for, but that's a different conversation for another day. I'm already 15 minutes over my time.
All right.
We can do that another day on how you actually do listing presentations and how you do buyers presentations. But this is just conversation, getting in the door or getting the information. And we actually started, you brought us all the way back around again because we started this conversation with Ms. Bola, how she actually implemented what we talked about last week that allowed her to get, was it last week or 2 weeks ago? I can't remember. That allowed her to get.
Yeah, last week.
Last week, that allowed her to get the gentleman who was not going to list with nobody, who wanted to do it by himself. Now she got the listing and also she's representing it. So we started the conversation from there. So we came full circle, but that's how it is. And then we can do conversations on how you actually do a real listing presentation. What are the important things that you need to do in there? We can tackle that, maybe next week. But this is how you have conversations. So if everybody gets here on time, 8:30 on next week, we can, go at it again. If you all want to do a full listing presentation, how do you do that? What is needed in there? And we can, I can even share slides and show you slides and all that kind of stuff. My listing presentation is totally different. I don't do what a lot of other people do. I'm just totally different. But what you've got to do is your listing presentation or your buyer consultation, whether you're representing a seller or you're representing a buyer, you need to adapt it to your own personality and what flows, what works. Read your client's body language, understand what they're looking for so that you can give them the information. There's no point to have a listing presentation that you think that you have to go through all the 12 points, or all the 20 points. And I got to tell you about who I am and all. No, people find out who you are later on. There's some things that is not important because when you're dealing in this fast-paced market, you want to give the pertinent information, the correct information, the valuable information to your client quickly, reading their body language, knowing when you're losing them and when you have them on board so that they can stay engaged with you because they're evaluating you and they, at the back of their mind, they're thinking, if this guy is boring me right now, is he going to be able to engage clients that are, that is going to be presenting my property to.
That's
So
right.
it's like another things you got to think about. All right.
All right. Thank you so much.
Alright.
So let's
Thank
wrap it up for
you.
tonight.
Thank
My
you
goal
so
is-
very much.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You're welcome. My goal is to try and do these things very quickly, give you good information, and not bore you to death. All right. So
Definitely not boring.
Nah.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely not.
awesome, awesome, awesome. Let me stop the recording and